So last time we created the ability to interact with object, mainly the doors and then those rotating walls. But today I'd like to create a bomb that we will place in these tunnels. And I know right now uh, there is lighting inside here, but when we'll close it completely, it will be dark. And so we'll have these bumps here in the tunnels that will make a sound and will show a little red light from time to time. And when the player steps on it, they explode, and we have to create those mechanics. Uh, so I downloaded the bomb here um, somewhere. Oh, okay. Well, let me search. Actually, don't waste much time. Um, yes, this one. So now we have some variations of this. Let's see which one we'll use. Let's put it here in the scene. Oh, my bad. But you see we have some issues because of the materials. These are not for URP. We have to go here, edit rendering, convert it to URP. Hopefully it works. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, let's try again now. Place it in the scene. Okay, it will take a second to load. But you see it is, why is it like this? Oh, I see. Okay, so it's actually very big. We have to reduce it. So let's see. Let's reduce it by, let's divide by 10 every size. Still it's too big. Let's do that again. Just divide by 10 each dimension. Okay, now it looks like something usable. But let's see, we have some other variations as well. Let's try this one as well, see how it looks. But we have again to convert those materials to URP. And please let me know how much time do you have today. I think it's 1 hour. So let's place this in here as well. Give it the same size. Okay. And we'll see which one is better. Kind of like this one again. Yeah, I'll use the plastic one. Okay. So let's rename this just to bomb here. Unpack this because you see this icon here, it's blue, meaning it is a prefab. And we want to unpack it, meaning it's no longer a prefab. So we can save it in our prefab folder. So I'll create a folder here, we call it traps. And for this we need a collider because we want the player to collide with it. But I don't like this one, this mesh collider, so remove it and add a box collider instead, something like that. And we'll say it is triggered because we don't need physics for this. But the issue is if we say it is trigger, then it will fall to this platform. So let's see, how do we do this? We can say it's trigger, but add the rigid body and freeze the freeze everything here, you see. So let's see, where's the gravity here? Let's not use gravity, and we'll freeze everything, the position and the rotation, because we can give it physics, but then the player will, or actually, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe we can give it physics, because we want it to explode when it touches the player, but let's leave it like this for now. So we need a script for this. Let's go to our scripts, create a new script, mono behavior, and we want to add another thing to this. We want to add some lighting inside, light point light, or is it spotlight? Let me see. Actually, I'm not sure. Let me see what this here is first. Okay, so it's a point light. So let's go here and add a point light like that. And we want this to be red. So we have an error here. Let's see what that is. It says that lighting has been disabled. Let's see, any changes? Okay, let's see those settings in here. Where is it? Rendering, lighting. I'm not sure what's happening here. That's interesting. I'm not sure. But let's make this light red first, like that. And let's move the player here so we can test it, see how it looks. Something like this. Play the scene. Okay, so we have this light here. Let's pause 1 second. Make this smaller. And let's play with this light a little bit with the intensity. Also, this range here, let's make that range a little. Actually, it is good, the range. The intensity is not correct. Let's say like something like that. 9. Okay, so we'll make it 9 intensity. But this light will only appear from time to time in our bomb script. We'll do that first. Also, we have a sound effect for this. And how much time do we have? Please let me know.
Around 15 minutes.
50 or 15?
Yeah, 50. Yeah. With a
50.
zero. Zero.
Okay. Alright. I'll try to go fast because that's not that much time. Okay, so by default, this will be 0 actually, the intensity of this light, so no light. And we have some issues with the lighting. I will fix that in my own time because this should look completely dark in here, not like this. So I have to look into that, see what the issue is. Let me look 1 second at this directional light. What if I make it What if I make it 0? Oh, it's the same, I guess. Okay, so let's go to our bomb script. Oh, sorry, my bad. I added it to the light instead of the main object. Okay. So first, we want to create a timer for the light when the light and the sound effects should play. So this will be private. Let's call it. I call it beep timer, and then oh, I got float, and then timer limit. Uh, the timer starts from 0. And here in the update we just add time. We count time in this variable, so we say plus equal time delta time, which this is the time difference between frames. And as you know, the update, everything you put in here happens every frame. So basically, with this we count times. Count time, and then we check if we reach limit, time limit. So if this timer is bigger than the limit, then we play that effect, but because we want to change that the intensity of the light of the light, we have to use a coroutine. So let's do that here. So first we want to change the lighting, but we do not have it here. So let's say public light red light, and then we also want two things. We want to play a sound effect. So for that we need the audio source, and then we need the sound itself. So that's an audio clip. Okay. But let's add this. This one here does not have an audio source, and you see I have to say internal here, because if you do not wait anything in the coroutine, it will give you an error. So this is just to stop this error in the editor. So let's add the audio source and that sound effect here. So this bomb needs an audio source. And this time we'll have to play with the volume. So let's add the not play on awake. Let's add the sound here from our audio folder. Oh wait, actually I'm stupid. We don't even need this this audio clip. We can just add it like that. So let's use some code that we used before to fade that light. And in this case, it will be simpler because this is not a vector; it is just a float. I have this saved here on my desktop. Okay. So this for here, this is used to count time. So let's say turn light on over time, and let's see. We have to also have a variable here, light duration. So we use that in here when we count the time. So basically by dividing here with the light duration, we make this for last that amount of seconds. So this light duration amount of seconds. And in here we have to select the light. So red light intensity. And then here we have a float. We call it on in intensity on, and then intensity off. But actually we just need this intensity on, because the intensity off will be obviously 0. And here we don't use vector 3 lerp, we use math f lerp. So I will go into what this is again because it's important. So this function here selects a value between a starting point and an ending point, and then this t represents where is exactly between those values we select the point. So this goes from 0 to 1, meaning 0 is the beginning and 1 is the end. For the beginning position, we start from 0 and we go to that intensity 1 value. And then after that, let's play the sound effect. So play sound effect, audio source, play. And then we turn the light off. So turn light off over time. We just copy this for again, but we go from that value to 0 this time. And you see we have an issue in this case because you see this t value goes from 0 to 1, but not exactly 1. You see it's strictly smaller. So that means here at the end we have to say that this intensity is exactly 0. Okay. And now we can use this here. So start the coroutine, and then this. But and now we have because we do not have any control here with this coroutine. We just have to make sure that these coroutines do not overlap. So in other words, this timer has to last longer than the coroutine. And here we have to reset the timer. So start coroutine for the effect, and then reset the timer. So that's in 0 now. And let's see, we have to add a couple things here in the script. So one is we have to add the light here to the script, and we have to get the audio source in the start. So audio source is then we get it here in the, although we could just drag it, but so let's say this is 1 second here, the light duration, and then the intensity on is 9 because we tested it. And let's see if it works first, and then we'll create the interaction with the player. But wait, we have an error. Oh, yes. Okay, let's see. Oh wait, I made a mistake. We also have to give that a value. The where is it? The timer limit here. Let's make that public. And give it like 5 seconds, something like that. Because we want the timer to last longer than the coroutine, so the coroutines do not overlap. So let's give it 5 seconds here. Okay, time to test. Okay. Well, I don't like a couple of things with this. One is this timer is a bit too long. Sorry, the light duration here. Let's make that. Let's make it half of what it is, and maybe we play the sound first, not the lights, and then the sound. Okay, let's try to put the sound first instead, see how that looks. And then if we don't like it, we just record the changes. Sounds a little bit unnatural. And also, we might have to lower the lights even more. Okay, that seems okay. Seems okay to me. Um, let's lower that even more. So, let's try 3 here. And let's start working on the explosion now. Hopefully I have some explosions here. And we have some issue with the lighting. As you can see, it is not completely dark in there. Um, so let's find some explosions. This is fire, not explosions. Let's see. Procedural fire. Yes, let's look. This is a big one. Um, Sorry, we just need to find some explosions. I forgot to download one. I'm just checking what it is before I'm downloading it. Okay, let's try this one. But let's make sure. Oh, it is not compatible. Okay, that one is not compatible with this. Um, and for this one, I'm not sure. It does not say. Okay. Okay, let's see if we can find another one. Magic, no particles. Okay, let's add this one. Which one was that? Inferno. Okay.
Hello?
Yeah.
Is it a landmine?
Yep. That's a landmine. That's what you're trying to do. But sorry, this will take a while to download. I'm sorry about that. But it's no problem. While we wait for that, let's create the logic for our player while it downloads, so we don't waste too much time. So for this one, let's make sure we have the camera here. Yes, we do have it. That's good. This one will not be that complicated. We just need a function to die from the explosion. Um, so let's make it public because we need to access it from our bomb. But let me think. How do we do this? No, we don't access it from the bomb. We do it from inside here. So void die from explosion. So let's see. First thing we want to do is we want this camera to to be affected by the explosion. But right now it is attached to the player, so we need to first of all, everything here we want to do if we have controls. So let's create a bool here. Where is it? Player stats. Yes. So let's make a public bool. Has controls. Has control. And by default it's true. So so we'll control. We want to stop the controls. So in here in the update, we say if has control, then we do this, and by default we'll make that true. Okay, and in here we make it false now. So we say has control is false. So disable controls. Then we unparent the camera. So camera unparent camera. So we say camera transform parent is equal null. So now it does not have a parent. And now we have to add a rigid body to it. So and also a box collider. Oh, we should add a box collider. So let's say first let's add the rigid body to the camera. So this camera game object add component rigid body. Now it has a rigid body. And let's add a box collider, or maybe not a box collider, maybe a sphere. So we copy paste this again. We add a sphere collider like that. And then maybe we can even say the radius is 1. So we actually give it a size because the sphere does not have any, the camera does not have any graphics. So when you add the sphere collider, it will try to adapt to the graphics, but since it does not have graphics, it will be 0 radius. So we need to make sure that it has a size, and we can modify it later if it's not correct. So let's go over it again. We stop controls and parent the camera and give the camera a rigid body and a collider. And now we can add force to it, add force and rotation. So add linear force and torque. So in here we want to know where the bomb is. So we need just the vector 3 actually. Vector 3 explosion position. So the direction in which the camera will fly is the difference between the camera position and the explosion. So first let me actually say get linear get move direction. So let's say vector 3 move direction is equal maybe this minus the camera position. So that's the direction. Okay, and the force, I don't know. We'll have to experiment with that as well. So let's say explosion force, and this is a upload. Okay, so that's the explosion of the force of the explosion. And here, and also um, so let's add the linear force first, okay, and that will be the rigid body of this camera. And we have to save it here. Let's say rigid body camera RB equal to this. So what this means is we add it and we save it in a variable. So here we can say camera rigid body linear force, linear velocity, sorry. But wait, we have an issue here. You see, this is the difference between those. But we want this to be normalized, meaning the length of this, it's just, the magnitude is just 1. So we can then here say this is multiplied by the force, the direction times the force. Okay, now let's add the rotation force, so that's torque. So the RB, then how do you say rotation? Yes, add torque like that. And here we have to specify a couple of things. So one is in which direction. So we can just say vector 3 random, or actually let's create a random direction here. So random rotation vector 3 rotation direction equal then new vector 3, and we can say now random range 0. Let's just actually say -10. Like that, and then we can normalize it. So that will make and now we have to normalize that. So so normalize like this should work. Okay, and here we just say that rotation and then times excuse me 1 second, Rebecca. Yes. So the rotation direction and then times some rotation force. So let's see here rotation explosion we take this and multiply here. And that should be everything that we need. So let's go over it again. When we die from the explosion, we disable controls, unpair the camera, give it a rigid body and save that rigid body, give it a collider with physics, get the direction in which the camera will fly, which is the difference between the position of the explosion and the camera position. Normalized because we want the direction, not the length of that difference. We give it linear velocity, we give it torque. That should be it. It's time to see if we downloaded that explosion. Okay, it is done. We can import it now. So now we just have to add that explosion effect to our bomb script. This will take a second, sorry about that. Okay, excuse me, one second. Okay, I'm back. Can you hear me? Sorry about this. This will take a while to import those are the explosions. So let's see what else can we do. Let's go to our bombs here and make a public game object explosion recap. So that will be the explosion. And let's see. So let's just make a function here, public void explode. So we spawn that explosion. So the explosion prefab at this position, so the position of the bomb, and then so this means 0 on x, y, and z of the rotation, and then we destroy this bomb like that. So let's comment this spawn explosion effect destroy so let's give that bomb a tag now. I think the explosions are important now. Yep. Okay, let's see that those explosions. um prefabs. on chat. We're looking for some explosions. Let's check this in the um, actually I'd like to see this in the scene so we can see it in 3D. Okay, that's not that impressive. Metal fire, cosmic explosion. Not this one. Okay, explosion, explosion. Let's see this one. This could work. Let's see another one. Okay. Okay. You don't have much options for the explosion from what I can see. Yep, that's we have to use this one. So let's unpack it first. So it's no longer a prefab like that. And then let's say this will be bomb explosion. Let's add that here in our resources. So here in the traps, let's add that our bomb as well. And now let's go here to the bomb and add the prefab, so the explosion. Okay. And now in our player script, when we collide with this, we want to enable both the function here, so the die from explosion and the explosion from the bomb script. But first, let's give that bomb here. Let's give that tag. And now we can say on trigger enter this one. Wait, trigger void on trigger enter. But why don't we have the 3D one? I'm confused. Trigger. Yes, let me see. Why don't I have that Unity don't have on trigger. It's not even that. Okay, let's say Unity trigger. Let's just copy it from here because for some reason it does not give me a function when I try to. Okay. Oh. Oh, the reason is we actually have a trigger enter already in the script. That's the issue. Okay, so here we'll say on trigger enter. So if it is a bomb, then we do two things. One is we enable that animation from the bomb script. So play explosion visual effect. So collider get component bomb explode like that, and then die from explosion. So the die from explosion function, but we have some parameters. So one is the position of that bump, which is this collider transform position. And then let's see what else do we need. We need the force and the rotation. So we'll have to experiment with that. Let's try I don't know, 20, like that. And let's make sure that that explosion effect gets deleted after it's played. So we delete the whole game object after the animation is finished. We don't want to have it in the memory. Okay, so let's go to our prefabs in the traps folder here, the explosion. And let's see, does it have a script? No. So we'll have to create a script that allows us to delete it after it's finished. So let's go to the scripts folder and create a new one, mono behavior. We call it destroy after time. Okay, let's open that in our editor, and this will be a simple script. And here we just have a timer, then timer limit. It starts from 0. Let's make that actually private because we don't need to modify it. Okay, and in the update we just count time here, so timer plus. So this script will allow us to delete an object after a certain amount of time. Okay, so if it's bigger than the limit, then we destroy this game object. Okay, and we can add it to our effect, which is already a prefab, so this will be applied to the bomb as well. Any changes that you made in a prefab are will affect the objects in the scene as well, and also prefab that use it. So let's just drag here, drag that here, and give it like 3 seconds or something. So after 3 seconds, this will get destroyed. And now it's time to test. Obviously, the forces are not balanced. We have to test for that. So right now, if I touch it, it should explode. And it's not working. Let's see why that is. That's interesting. Why doesn't it? Oh, that's why. I forgot to add the tag. Let's do that into the prefab as well, because we will use it in multiple locations. We use the bomb in multiple locations. So the issue is it did not have the bomb tag. Let's see. I don't have sound effects for the explosion, but yeah, you see. But maybe that rotation, not. Let's reduce the rotation on that. Let's say 5 instead. Okay. Maybe also the force we might have to modify the force as well. But this time I'll touch it from the other side, just to test the explosion force. Okay, let's touch it from this side. See how that goes. Okay, that's a very weird behavior, but and also let's make this bigger, like 50. And I have a feeling we are not the direction is not correct. Let's test it one more time to be sure. Because it might be an issue with the order in which we calculate the distance. The difference between the position of the tail and the roll. Okay, now let me pause 1 second and see where that is now. Where is that camera now? Yes, so we have an issue. Yes, the issue is here in the diaphragm explosion function. We have to say this minus the explosion like that. I believe so we need to move in the opposite direction. Right now, the way it was it threw you in the direction of the bomb. We want to move away from the bomb. And I'll have to look into the lighting to see why is it not completely dark. Let's try that one more time. Okay. Yes. Seems to be working now. Seems to be working. But where's that camera? Where is it in the scene actually? I'm playing. Oh yeah, I see. Okay, that's yeah. Now that is a bit excessive, the force. Yes. Where is the on trigger? Let's do 20 here and like over here. Okay, so it works, but we'll have to add sound effects and you know some effects for that next time because we're out of time for today. Okay, thank you very much for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow.